What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is yet another episode of the Good Shepherd Kids Paradise Show, and I'm your host, Prince Kweku Kwashi. I'm seated here with my panelists. They are Asantwa, Mabel, Benesta, and Nathaniel. Hello, pals.
Hi.
How are we all doing?
We are doing.
I want you all to tell me what you did on the vacation, starting from Asantwa.
I learned and I watched television.
Okay, Mabel.
I watch cartoons.
Benesta.
Spend all my time to do household choices.
Nathaniel.
Domestic choices.
Oh, okay, domestic, raising up things, right?
Yes.
So viewers, today we are all together to talk about an issue which is very important. So please stay glued to your televisions and listen to what we have to say. We are coming to talk about adolescence. So let's ask our panelists a few questions. So Asanta, can you tell us what adolescence is?
Please, yes. Adolescence is a gradual transition from childhood to adulthood, and it usually ranges from the age 10 to 19 years.
Okay, so the ages between 10 to 19 years is adolescence.
Yes, please.
Mabel, please, the person who goes through that transition, that period, how will we call the person?
Adolescents.
Viewers, we have now learned what adolescence is and who an adolescent is. So now let's continue by finding out if the adolescents naturally change in any way. So Benesta, do adolescents naturally change in any way?
Yes. They have three types. One, emotional changes, physical changes, and psychological changes.
Nathaniel, please can you tell us what emotional changes are?
Please, yes. Emotional changes are the changes that you can feel but you can't touch. They usually come when something happens to you.
Okay, so if something happens to you, then like you feel something, that is the emotional change.
Yes.
Asantwa, please, can you tell us what physical changes are?
Please, yes. Physical changes are the changes that we can touch and see.
Okay, so like let's say something is happening to me and I can see it on my body, but it is natural. It is one of the physical changes.
Yes.
Mabel, please, can you tell us what the psychological changes are?
Please, yes. Psychological changes is somehow attracted to the emotional changes. Psychological changes are the changes that we think, we feel it, and we do it.
So like it is within the brain.
Yes, please.
But the emotional changes, like you feel it. Okay. So viewers, we have now learned some types of changes that occur in adolescence, and then we have learned their meanings. Let us continue to ask some examples one by one. So Benesta, can you give us some physical changes in girls? But before you give us those examples, are there any even examples?
Yes.
Please give us some examples.
First of all, physical changes are the changes that we can see and touch. And we can, our menstrual pains.
Menstrual pains.
When we have our menstruation, we can see and we can touch.
So you're talking about menstruation.
Yes.
Menstruation. Okay, do you have anything to add up to menstruation? Nathaniel, please can you give us some physical changes in boys?
Broadening of chest.
Broadening of chest. We could become muscular.
Yep.
Anything to add up?
Deepening of voice, into bracket, deep voice.
So it will become like something like that.
Yes.
Okay, so viewers, we have now seen some examples of the physical changes in both boys and girls. Now let's continue to ask for emotional changes, if there are any emotional changes. So Asantwa, are there any emotional changes?
Yes, please.
Can you give us some examples?
Sadness
And
happiness.
happiness. So like sad, happy, sad, happy.
Yes.
Like it just comes.
Yes.
Anything to add up?
Please, no.
Mabel, can you give us any other examples?
Please, yes. Curiosity.
Curiosity. Please explain the word curiosity.
Okay. Curiosity is the desire to practice an act.
To practice an art. Like, let's say, I've seen a swimming pool there and I want to swim in it. Is it also curiosity?
Yes.
Okay, so viewers, we have now seen some examples of emotional changes. Now let's ask our panelists if there are psychological changes, because me, I'm not sure whether there are psychological changes. So Nathaniel, are there psychological changes?
There's only one example of psychological change. That is your mindset. Let's say today you ate banku, tomorrow you are thinking of what to eat as supper. So that is the mindset.
Okay, so it's trying to deal with how you change what you want to do day in and day out. So viewers, we have just seen that psychological changes, they don't have examples like the emotional changes and the physical changes. So let's see if with all these changes adolescents go through problems, because they have to go through problems because these changes are too many. So Benesta, do adolescents go through problems?
Please, yes.
Please, can you give us one example?
Streetism.
Streetism. What is streetism?
Streetism is the process whereby a young girl leaves his or her home to stay in the streets.
Okay, so like let's say me, I don't feel like going to school again, and my parents say that no, if you don't go to school you can't live in the house, and I say I'll go and live on the streets. That's streetism.
Caused by teenage pregnancy.
For the girls, the teenage pregnancy, when they become pregnant at the teenage age. So viewers, we have just seen what teenage pregnancy is and also streetism, but now let's criticize on the streetism first before we go to the teenage pregnancy. Let's ask our panelists if there are any causes, effects, how to manage. Then we'll move on to other examples like the teenage pregnancy. So Asantwa, can you give us any causes of streetism?
Yes, please. Teenage pregnancy.
Teenage pregnancy. Oh, that one there is simple. Maybe anything to add?
Please, yes. Disobedient child.
Disobedient child, you know, I want you to explain further, because me, I can be disobedient to my parents, but I'll still be living in the house.
Okay. Disobedient child is a person who do not listen to his or her parents' advice, or an elderly person.
Okay.
Maybe you are doing the wrong thing, then they advise you. Do not take it. So at the end of the day, you face some problems, so you'll be shy. So you go and stay in the streets.
Like you'll be shy that, yeah, if I go home, my mother will beat me, my father will laugh at me, my neighbors will be teasing me, and all those things.
Yes.
Okay. It's painful, but you are the one who went to cause that problem. So viewers, we have now just seen the causes of streetism. Now let's look at its effect, like how it affects the person. So Benesta, do you know any effects of streetism?
Effects of streetism, maybe you can die
In the process.
if you stay in the street. You don't have any person who can protect you. You can die.
Someone can come and
Kidnap you
and use you for money rituals, or you can even die out of hunger and thirst, or even you can get malaria and at the end die. That would be very, very painful. Nathaniel, any other effects?
Yes, poverty.
Poverty. Wow. Explain poverty.
Poverty is whereby someone lacks financial resources such as money and cannot cater for him or herself. So if you stay in the street and you are not in contact with your parents, you don't also have enough money to go and to buy your own food, your clothes,
Your needs, your basic
protect
needs.
yourself against the threats.
Okay. So it can, you're trying to say, what you're trying to point to is that it can lead to poverty, this whole streetism thing. Okay, so I want to ask you, if like you're on the streets but you have a job to do, is poverty still an effect? Like, will you still be poor? Like, you get money at the end of the day, but is poverty still?
Yes, Because if you still get money at the end of the day and you are staying in the street, you are still unprotected from threats. You can be robbed or someone can come and pocket pick you.
Pocket picking. You come and just take my wallet away. I don't know where you're going. Oh, viewers, we have just seen some effects of streetism. So now let us ask our panelists if there is a way that we can prevent ourselves from doing anything that will cause us to live by the streets. Mabel, is there anything, like, is there any way that will be able to prevent streetism?
Please, yes. An adolescent should listen to his or her parents' advice.
Okay, so let's say my mother said that this place there, don't go there, and then let's say me, I said that mommy, that's where I'm coming from. It can lead to streetism. Asante, anything to add?
Yes, if you don't obey your parents, it can lead to criticism.
Okay, so more like the same thing. So viewers, we have now seen how to prevent streetism. So now let's look at teenage pregnancy, because it looks as if teenage pregnancy is the top problem that is affecting adolescents. So Benesta, please explain teenage pregnancy.
Teenage pregnancy is whereby young girls between the age 13 to 19 years get pregnant.
13 to 19 pregnant. Wow, that will be very fascinating. Pregnant, but not the way I would like it. Pregnant, because I thought you are supposed to be 25 there before you get pregnant, right?
The person didn't join virgin class.
Virgin club. Oh.
Even if I want to ask a question, is it compulsory to join a virgin club?
No, but you have to join so that it can protect you from teenage pregnancy.
Okay, so like
If you don't join the virgin clubs and you behave like a prostitute, you got pregnant. It
okay.
will affect your education.
The education, that means you will not be able to further education. The baby will be worrying. Okay, so Nathaniel, can you give us any causes of teenage pregnancy?
Bad peer group influence.
Explain.
Let's say you have bad friends, but you don't know. One day they might influence you. Let's say bad peer group influence. If someone calls you and your friend say that we know this guy, let's follow, and the guy goes and you are a female and the guy rape you, it can cause teenage pregnancy because you are listening to bad peer group influence.
Okay, so please let's viewers, now that we have seen the causes, let's see how to prevent it. So Asantwa, how do we prevent this teenage pregnancy, because it can be very, very frustrating?
By joining virgin clubs.
Virgin clubs that talk about being a virgin till you get married. Mabel, anything to add?
Please, no.
Okay, so now viewers, we have gotten to the end of our show, but before we close, I want all our panelists to give shout outs to any of their cherished friends, family, anybody. Nathaniel, starting from you.
I want to thank my teachers, my friends, my mothers, all those who support me. I want to thank my teachers again for making me enjoy this show, my parents for taking care of me to this day, and my friends.
Mabel, how about you?
Shout out to my parents, my friends, and those who supported me.
Okay, Vanessa.
Shout out to my parents, and those who supported me in the years.
I want to say shout out to my friends, especially girlfriends, boyfriends, and my parents, teachers who supported me.
As for me, I want to give shout outs to everybody. Sir Raymond, Sir Francis, who gave me this opportunity. Good Shepherd Educational Institute, which I enrolled in to get this opportunity. My classmates, my seniors, my juniors, my parents, Mrs. Vivian Teria, everybody for being so supportive for me to host such a show. Thank you, viewers, for watching our show till the end. Bye-bye.
Bye.